I'm paying off my debt this year, but I'm also going to get my nails done. Hi guys, how's it going? It's Kaz here and I am back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking all about making your budget realistic for you and your family. If you enjoy these kind of videos and you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I upload videos twice a week. I upload every Monday and Thursday. So if you'd like to see more of these videos, hit that subscribe, and if you enjoyed this video, hit a like. So what do I mean when I mean making your budget realistic? Well, obviously everybody's budget is different, but you've got to think about your goals, and that will help dictate how your budget is run. So the first thing you need to do is work out your income. And from that income, you're going to take away your expenses, your fixed expenses first. So obviously you have your housing, your utilities, your transportation, and your food. And some of these may vary slightly. For example, you may be able to lower your shopping bill by changing your shopping habits. You may be able to reduce your transportation costs. For example, if you changed vehicles, if you were no longer paying car finance, if you were traveling on public transport. If you are renting, you may be able to move to a smaller place. Obviously, for most people, housing won't change too much, and your utilities may be able to change too. You may be able to check your providers, see if you can reduce your utilities that way. You may be able to reduce your costs and your usage on that utilities. You may be able to consolidate your utilities, going with one company and reducing your costs that way. So yeah, there is certain amount of movement in these categories, but these are your four walls. By and large, they don't change too much month to month. So after these four walls, you should be looking at your other bills. So you'll have direct debits and subscriptions. Some of these may be able to be reduced too. You may be able to contact providers and seeking you get a better deal. You may be able to switch mobile providers and get a better deal that way. You may be able to cancel some subscriptions and reduce your direct debits that way. And after these costs, what you're left with is your household spending, and obviously not including food. You will have other expenses, so you may have some personal spending, you may be saving towards sinking funds, you may be saving towards paying off debt, you may have summer camps, you may have takeaways, all of that. So how do you decide what is realistic to put into these categories? So it is a balancing act, but it's also important to work out what is important to you and your family. If getting a takeaway every Friday is the thing that your family really enjoys, then obviously you're going to probably try and find a way to work that still into the budget. That's keeping your budget realistic. I am never going to come on here and tell you to stop buying coffee. I'm never going to tell you to go and paint your own nails and never go get them done. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to tell you to not get your hair done. If it's what you realistically want and you're able to do it without adding to your debt, then go for it. The thing is, probably something that separates me from some other budgeting channels is that I think it's really important that you make room in your budget for you and your family and their enjoyment. So personally, I enjoy getting my hair done every summer. I try and make it lighter, so I will at some stage, hopefully when I get to book in my cousin, I will be getting my hair lightened for the summer. And I also have a nail appointment booked in for this week, so I am going to get my nails done. I usually do them myself, but I have decided no, I'm going to get them done this week, and I have the money put aside for it, so it's fine. So yeah, it's about making room in your budget for you. And then with your family, for example, my daughter is enjoying horse riding lessons, so we have made room in our budget for them. My son, he enjoys GAA, so we've made room in our budget for that. He also really enjoys coding and computing, and that can be expensive. So yes, it's about making room for all of that. And then my husband, he also has his own budget. So you basically need to decide how much do you want to put towards you and your family that you can allow to build up if you want to buy something bigger, or you can keep it the way it is if you just want to use it weekly. And you'll see a mixture of both with me, to be honest. There's weeks where mine will just be gone. I will have bought something, something will caught my eye. There's other times where I let it build up, and the amount you put aside doesn't have to be massive. We sometimes struggle to put much aside for our own personal spending, especially if there's a big bill due, so that's okay too. But I do try and put aside €40 for myself. I try and put €20 towards the kids. That's not including their sports. And then my husband also allows himself spending money. And that is after all the bills, and we actually take out our sinking funds before that. And yeah, it is a balancing act. It's about working out if you can make it work. And I won't lie, sometimes something will arise. Maybe we just needed a bit more diesel that month. Maybe we just needed another pint of milk and some bread, and we had just run out of our food budget. And sometimes the personal spending money does get affected that month. I've been asked a few times where I pull out of if something like that arrives, and it usually is personal. So yeah, it's about working out what will work for you and your family. And like the sinking funds would be similar. So for example, we have money put aside for a holiday, we have money put aside for Christmas, we have money put aside for birthdays, and these are all things that aren't necessarily vital to our family, but they are things that make our life nicer. They're things that are realistic for our family that we spend money on. And there's going to be months where you might put a little bit less towards these extras, and that's fine too. And there'll be months that you may be able to put in more. So for example, we had the confirmation party, and we had to make sure that we had the money for that. And then we might have extra birthdays in a month, and then other months we might have less. Now the other side of things that I would say is, if you want speed, if you and your family want to save a lot of money or pay off a lot of money very quickly, then maybe for you it is about making sacrifices. So I'm going to bring back our no spend year here. So if you haven't already watched it, it's in the video where I talk about buying our house and saving 15,000 in a year. And in that video, I break down exactly what we saved month to month. So if you want to see a full breakdown of that and the rules we followed in that year, go check out that video. I will actually link it below because I think it ties in nicely with this. But yeah, basically in that year, we took our budget to another level, and we learned lessons that we never thought we'd be learning. And that completely tips this the other way around. So we still kept our budget realistic for us, but back then our budget was realistically to try and save as much as we could to try and buy our house that year. And it was so important for us, and it became more important as the year went on because we were actually losing the place that we were renting at the time. They were selling it, and we needed to be out by September, I think. So yeah, we had to be out of that house. We had to try and buy our own house, and we needed to save up as much as you can in that year. And when we were meeting our mortgage broker, we didn't even have the full amount saved. So there was constant pressure on us to keep saving and to try and beat our own goals and try and get there. And our goal for that year had been to save about 10,000, and we ended up saving 15,000. And there was a lot of sacrifices that year, but that was necessary that year. And you may find for you and your family, you may have a month like that, or a week like that, or even a day like that. Say you really struggle every Saturday. Every Saturday you get tempted. You might have to just say, no, on Saturdays we don't spend money, unless for the odd occasion. Or you might have to say, look, this month, June now, I just can't spend money in June. I need to save up. I will never have enough for back to school if I don't save up now. And you may have to decide that there's going to be no unnecessary spending in June. It'll be a lot of picnics. It'll be a lot of going on walks with the family. You might go visit friends and family that you haven't seen in a while. That's what we did a lot of. It's a lot of planning ahead. It's a lot of meal planning particularly. Making sure that you have food that is a fake away so that you're not tempted to get a takeaway. Yeah, it's about making new experiences. You have to go in proactive. And if that is what you and your family need in that year to try or in that month, or in that day, or in that week, to try and save a certain amount, then that is realistic for you and your family. But don't go setting barriers in the way that will stop you reaching that goal. There is absolutely no point in doing a no spend month if you know that that month you have 15 social occasions coming up, because you're just not going to stick to that budget. So it's about being realistic, and it's about letting yourself have a little leeway any time that you are not being as strict. But yeah, I hope you found some of these tips helpful. I will chat to you all in my next video. If you enjoyed this video, drop me a like. And if you would like to see anything else from my channel, please drop a comment below, because I would love to know more of what you'd like to see. And I will chat to you all in my next video. Thanks so much for watching.